D.C., it's a fine line between getting a red light ticket and not. I'm Deborah Alfrone with what you need to know to save yourself some money.
A little bit cool for May over the weekend. We'll track cool temperatures and also track just a few showers as we go through Sunday.
Roads are still closed and houses are still empty, unfit to live in as the ground continues to move underneath them in this one Maryland neighborhood. As the county waits on a report of exactly what's going on, homeowners wonder how much of that report they'll get to see.
Will the full report be available? That part I don't know because I don't know what's in it.
What do you mean you don't know? We're paying taxes. We're paying for that report. We better get the full report.
Good evening. I'm Jan Jeff Coates.
And I'm Derek McGinty. The weekend forecast is changing just a bit.
Yeah, better or worse? Let's start with Topper and his Futurecast. Hey, Top.
All right, we're going to be tracking a few showers. We'll start with the Futurecast. Also kind of a cool day on Saturday. In fact, by 6:30, 54, even some 40s in the burbs. By if you're going to take your kids to the game, you need a sweater if you watch the kids. I mean, temps are not going to skyrocket. 10 o'clock, 61, downtown, 50s in the burbs, upper 50s at that. Still dry. Then we get into the afternoon hours, and a few showers will push through. Just hit or miss showers, short-lived, not going to exacerbate the flooding or anything. 67 downtown, maybe in the mid-60s as we go into the northern and western suburbs. By 4:30, 65 in Gaithersburg, maybe even 69, almost 70 down toward La Plata. And again, a few showers by 7 o'clock here and there. Though really wouldn't get hung up on where they are, but suffice to say, if you have an outdoor plan, a graduation party or something, you do not have to change it with these showers. They're going to be just fine. All right, we got some flooding to talk about. We'll take you down to the Rappahannock. Flood stage is 18. It's going to crest at 19.1 at 2 a.m. That will produce minor flooding. We'll come back. We'll also talk about some showers on Sunday.
And recent rains have not helped one Maryland neighborhood battling the slow-motion landslide. 28 homeowners have been displaced for nearly 2 weeks with no utilities or road access to their homes. Some of the homes are unsafe as they sit on that shifting slope. At a community meeting tonight, Prince George's County updated homeowners on recent progress, removing fallen trees and repairing those cracked roads.
Yeah, but Mola Lange tells us they're all waiting for a solution, which could come next week.
Underneath these homes on Piscataway Drive in Fort Washington, Maryland, the ground is still moving, and so are engineers and geologists in a hurry. For 2 weeks, they've been collecting soil samples and monitoring movement of this slow-moving landslide. The consulting firm hired by Prince George's County is preparing a remedy.
But we feel like we have enough information to come up with a concept of the solution that we think will solve the problem.
The county expects a report by Monday. A few days later, this county official says they'll release that report to the public.
Will the full report be available? That part I don't know because I don't know what's in it.
What do you mean you don't know? We're paying taxes. We're paying for that report. We better get the full report.
County officials say they first have to digest the report. They have to consider and coordinate costs and actions.
We haven't seen it yet. Is it a whole lot of data and information, or is it are we gonna have to kind of break it down a little bit?
I understand that it may have to go through, the proper channels, but whether you release it shouldn't have to do with what's in the report. Because to me that says, possible cover-up.
Give us a minute to get it, take a look at it, and provide you with the information that's in it.
You haven't said that you won't give it to us, but you haven't said that you will.
Homeowners say they want to see the report in its entirety. They want to know exactly what's happening to their properties and why. They'll need that information, one, for peace of mind, but perhaps more importantly, for their insurance companies. Some are already fearing the worst.
This is exactly what I'm talking about right here. The land is sliding, and so therefore the homeowner somehow is responsible. How does that work? Who's paying?
We're not working against you. We want to work with you.
But working against them is the slope, which continues to move, fail, and put everything in jeopardy for these homeowners.
We don't know the status of this slope. We don't know how far it's going to move, to what extent it's going to move, and what could cause additional damage.
Well, after the report is issued, a plan of action is expected to be in place. But until that report is released, there's really no telling how long it'll take to engineer that solution and, in turn, how much longer these homeowners will be out of their homes, or even worse case scenarios, if some will ever be allowed back into those homes. Derek?
Thank you, Mola. Well, a 6-year-old girl, pretty lucky tonight to be alive because of 2 good Samaritans. She was playing out on some rocks around 6 p.m. when she fell into the rain-swollen Anacostia River. Sky 9 out over the Riverdale Park in Prince George's where it all went down. A woman saw that little girl fall in and started screaming for help. A man riding by on his bike heard, jumped in, and pulled that little girl to shore. She was conscious when the paramedics showed up and took her to the hospital. Jan.
Well, Derek, new tonight, a 57-year-old man is facing arson charges in one of 10 wildfires that swept through the San Diego region this week. It destroyed nearly 20,000 acres. That fire is now fully contained along with 4 others, but now another wildfire has ignited, this one at Camp Pendleton. All non-essential staff have been ordered to leave. Bigat Shaban is there tonight.
Flames devoured more than 14,000 acres around the Camp Pendleton Marine Base, burning within yards of this housing complex. Smoke plumes of at least 3 separate wildfires near the base are visible from a Marine helicopter. The chopper has made hundreds of water drops.
In fact, they can employ a Bambi bucket that can carry 900 gallons of water at a time. That's all 7,500 pounds of water.
Nearly 30 helicopters and air tankers and at least 2,600 firefighters are in the midst of a complex aerial and ground assault on the 11 major wildfires across San Diego County. Crews took advantage of calmer winds and cooler temperatures to contain the flames, putting out hot spots where they could.
Officials here in San Marcos are still surveying the damage, but tell us the fire has destroyed at least 5 homes, including this one, which is still smoldering in some spots.
While thousands of residents were allowed to return home,
everything's gone.
Jack Whitling discovered his aunt's house in Escondido in ruins. Whitling's family fled to safety, but 60 years of memories are now gone.
The fire just blew down through the hills. Kind of jumped over, come up the back hillside.
Investigators believe one of the fires was sparked by a backhoe, but the causes of the other wildfires near San Diego are still under investigation. Bigat Shaban, CBS News, San Marcos, California.
Tonight, a Prince George's County father is behind bars charged with pumping a deadly mix of cocaine and other drugs into his 3-year-old son. And that child died back in January. But police just got the toxicology report, and that's what led them to arrest Thomas Holland. The medical examiner found extremely high levels of cocaine, codeine, acetaminophen, and the drug used to make Benadryl. And investigators say there's just no way a little child like that could have accidentally ingested that much cocaine and other medications. Somebody had to have given it to him.
We feel very strongly that the father is obviously in some way, shape, or form involved in the child's death. But as to what his thought process was, what his specific actions were, we just don't know at this time.
We do know that Holland was estranged from the little boy's mother. The child died during an overnight stay with the father. A 20-year-old Vienna man who hid a high schooler's body in the woods after a heroin overdose will have to spend nearly 7 years in prison. 16-year-old Emily Lonzak's body was found back in August, and prosecutors say the McLean teenager was with a group that bought the heroin in D.C. Well, it was her first time using it, and she passed out. But instead of getting help for her, the group dropped her off at Kyle Alifom's house, where later on she died. He hid her body because he was afraid he'd get in trouble.
Well, several gang members are now facing federal charges in connection with the January abduction and murder of Virginia Police Captain Kevin Quick. 8 of the 9 people under indictment belong to a violent street gang known as the Bloods. 4 people have been charged with his murder after police say they carjacked Quick, kidnapped him, drove him to various banks to make or attempt to make withdrawals, and then killed him. The others were indicted for participating in a criminal enterprise that involved convenience store robberies, drug dealing, and residential burglaries in the weeks leading up to his murder.
One of the charged counts in the indictment is what we call killing a witness. And the theory of that count is that Officer Quick was killed in part because he had been the victim of a carjacking and could potentially communicate to law enforcement about that offense.
Before this case even goes to trial, Attorney General Eric Holder will determine whether it merits the death penalty. Well, after a vicious beatdown in a Bethesda parking garage, 3 men are behind bars, 1 man still breathing, all because a Good Samaritan stepped in. The video is shocking. It all started in a Bethesda parking garage around 1:15 on an April Sunday morning. Prosecutors say a mix of alcohol and strong words led to that fight, and they also say the victim was beaten to within an inch of his life. But then a passerby, you can see here, that passerby was named Dylan Rawls. He jumped in. Deborah Alfarone talked to him. He said he doesn't think he did anything special.
But for the intervention of that particular young man, we are virtually certain that the victim in this case would have been beaten to death. He was unconscious. He was being stomped in the head on a concrete floor repeatedly.
Prosecutors say the victim needed a metal plate to repair the damage to his head, but is miraculously making a full recovery. One of the men was convicted of attempted second-degree murder and could face up to 30 years in prison.
Well, the man who claimed he heard President Richard Nixon order the Watergate break-in has died. Jeb Magruder passed away in Danbury, Connecticut. He had complications from a stroke. Magruder worked as a special assistant to the Nixon administration before he became the deputy director of the committee to re-elect the president. He ended up serving 7 months in federal prison for lying about the involvement of Nixon's re-election committee in the now infamous 1972 break-in. Magruder was 79. Well, Donald Sterling sure isn't going down without a fight. His lawyer sent a letter to the NBA saying he is not going to pay that $2.5 million fine. Not only that, he plans to sue the league if his punishments aren't rescinded. As you probably know, he received a lifetime ban from the NBA after recordings were released to TMZ of him making racist comments in a private conversation. But Sterling says he's not a racist and was baited into saying those things.
$35 million. That's how much General Motors has to shell out for not reporting an ignition problem in millions of cars in a timely manner. 2.6 million cars were recalled because of a defect that could cause the ignition to shut off, disabling the power steering, power brakes, and airbags. At least 13 deaths are now linked to the problem. GM announced the recall 3 months ago, but the company knew about the problem for more than a decade. Well, one of the top things you say is driving you crazy are red light camera tickets. Don't I know too? But did you know you don't have to run the red in order to get slapped with one? Deborah Alfarone has the story you need to watch before you hit the road.
You have to be almost like a Philadelphia lawyer to get to the gist of this whole thing.
Carl Barty of Bowie found out the hard way something you may not know. Run a red light in front of a camera, get a ticket, right? Not so fast. That's not all that can earn you one of these.
If you're in the crosswalk or past that, to call it a stop bar, that technically they consider that as going through a red light.
You didn't know that?
Oh, no, I definitely didn't know that, yeah. And I don't think too many people know that.
But 90% of us don't know what constitutes a red light camera violation.
What's more, John Townsend of AAA says when Barty got his ticket on his way to church at this intersection of New York and Florida Avenues, the lines were barely visible. Based on that, Barty fought the ticket, it was dropped, and the district said they'd repaint the lines. Fast forward 2 months and 2 emails from us, and workers were fixing it, but not everywhere. Townsend says the district is making money off a law too few drivers know about, and it's not spelled out on any signs here.
This is one of the most prolific red light cameras in the city. It generates about $7 million in red light camera tickets in a span of about a year and a half. We think that the city should do a campaign.
We saw it over and over again at this extremely busy intersection. Traffic crawls, the light changes, people stop, and this. The driver on the left in the wrong. Odds are he didn't know. We told people.
I'd be very surprised about that. Wow.
What do you think you have to do to get a red light ticket?
To get a red light ticket?
Uh-huh.
Run a light.
Hey, Metro, do you know about the law?
Oh, this is the ticket, by the way, that when it hadn't gone through, so they sent me the $300 ticket.
Adding insult to injury, Barty says he got a late notice. The district told him they'll waive that too. He just wants you to know there's a fine line between stopping in a crosswalk, which can dangerously push walkers out into the intersection, and stopping with your wheel touching the stop bar. One's dangerous, one not as much, but both could cost you $150. Deborah Alfarone, WUSA9.
That's right. She said $150. Woo! It is not cheap. Don't do it. If you have a commuter issue that's driving you crazy, you'd like us to investigate, just go to tellwusa9.com. Send us an email. I know a little bit about that myself.
I'm writing WUSA9.com about that. Shoot.
I know. Just ahead, some dramatic video of a car chase with a very scary ending.
And we're only showing it to you because everybody turned out to be okay, but whew, man. And coming up, remember that cat that fought off an attacking dog? Well, he's got a new challenge.
Hard hits, tough tackles. High school football is high impact and high risk. Is the right helmet protecting your kid? Would you know?
the differences between the 1 and the 5-star helmets is so dramatic.
WUSA9 investigates which area high schools use high-rated helmets and which schools don't. Football's a tough sport. We'll show you how to play it safer. Sunday on WUSA9 News at 11.
Get the most out of your entertainment with 100% fiber optic Verizon Fios, making life more entertaining with America's fastest, most reliable internet. That's powerful.
What's the RFS? It's Washington red tape, a big government mandate that's raised prices on fuel and food. Anti-poverty groups like ActionAid and Oxfam say it contributes to hunger, and it's bad for the environment. Friends of the Earth and the Environmental Working Group oppose the higher ethanol mandate. So does the Wall Street Journal, the Washington Post, and a bipartisan coalition in Congress. That's rare. Tell the White House, fix the RFS.
Design consultation, professional measuring, skilled craftsmanship, expert installation. We do it all, so everything is custom tailored to fit your windows and your life perfectly. Next Day Blinds, exactly right, completely you.
You dreamt of a condo next to the train. Then I showed you how it shook as it came. And you saw close to and next to are not quite the same. Let a RE/MAX agent guide you. RE/MAX, dream with your eyes open.
Advanced genomic testing, now offered by Cancer Treatment Centers of America, profiles the genomic makeup of a patient's individual cancer, which may reveal treatment options that weren't considered previously.
This is an area which holds incredible promise for patients with cancer.
To learn about how advanced genomic testing can guide precision treatment options in Philadelphia, go to cancercenter.com.
Genomic testing is the future of cancer.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America, care that never quits. Appointments available now.
And we have liftoff of the United Launch Alliance Delta IV rocket carrying the 6th GPS-2F satellite for the United States Air Force.
Hey, that pretty much told the whole story right there. Earlier tonight, fire in the sky over Cape Canaveral. On top of that rocket, a GPS satellite that's going to help the military navigate the battlefield and help the rest of us navigate through traffic. The Air Force is in the process of launching 12 of those upgraded GPS satellites, all of them a lot more accurate and jam-resistant than the aging fleet now in service.
Gosh, I'm so glad about that.
Need all the help we can get. Well, tonight we do have some dramatic video of a car chase in Erie, Pennsylvania that ends when a little girl playing in her front yard gets hit.
Yeah, now we're only showing you this video because she's okay, okay? You can see the 8-year-old riding on her scooter. There you see right there. That's when a car trying to...
Whoa!
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, a car was trying to get away from police, obviously crashed into her and sent her flying. Oh my goodness gracious, that is so hard to watch. Ugh.
But we're going to keep showing it to you again and again because that's what we do. Now the good news is, of course, she's just fine, but wow.
I fell and I flew in the air and landed on my head. When I saw the video, every time I thought about it, I started crying because it hurted my feelings and I didn't like what I saw.
That is a brave little girl. It hurt my feelings when I watched that.
We're all about to start crying watching that.
Oh
That is some scary video.
Yeah, miracle. She only suffered a concussion. Can you believe that? And her sister has some bumps and bruises, but their dad, obviously, incredibly thankful they're okay.
All right.
Wow.
Well, we did find an excuse to run this crazy video again. Remember that cat that saved the 4-year-old who was getting attacked by the dog? Attack, cat! Ah! Well, that cat is going to throw out the first pitch at a minor league ball game in Bakersfield, California. And yeah, we're kind of wondering how that's going to work. No doubt she'll get some help from the family. They call Tara, the cat, a hero for what she did to save her family member there.
I hear it's going to be a ball of yarn. Just kidding. Just kidding. That's horrible. All right. Thank you for the courtesy laugh there. Kentucky Derby winner California Chrome is reportedly healthy and ready for the Preakness Stakes tomorrow.
Yep, and his trainers say he is enjoying all the big attention he got for winning the Kentucky Derby. By the way, the colt arrived first by air, first class, of course, and there had been some concerns earlier this week when the colt developed a cough after a workout, but the vet says, hey, it's all good. Workout this morning went well. He is ready for the run for the Black-Eyed Susans tomorrow in Baltimore. Tomorrow's purse, $1.5 million.
Helping you plan your day. WUSA 9's First Alert Weather.
The weather's going to cooperate up there, too. Temperatures in the 60s, just a slight chance of a passing shower. High temperature 72 today. Live look outside. It's our live Michael and Son weather cam. Yeah, we got some showers rolling through. Thought they'd hold off till tomorrow. A couple showers. I'll show them to you. 61 right now. Relative humidity is 64%. And winds out of the north-northwest at 12. Not very May-like. Most of the showers are light. They're all green. Moving off to the north and to the east, some toward Warrenton, some toward Leesburg. And this is not going to affect the flooding or the crest of the rivers. This is just sort of insult to injury more than anything. We'll zoom in and we'll talk about the shower around Reston. Another shower on the east side of I-270 rather, east of Rockville over toward Fairland and I-28. We're looking at some storm tractor here now. Drainsville, 1125. You'll have a little sprinkle, okay? I know a lot of the kids have proms tonight. Not a big deal with the wet roads. Shouldn't be a huge problem. Darnestown, 1140 and 1150 in Germantown. Moms like to worry about lots of things, though, but the roads will be fine. All right, your headline. You need a sweater all weekend. Just keep it handy. Cool days with chilly nights. Temperatures generally 70 to about 50, which means 40s in the burbs. Graduation parties, etc. should be okay. Just an isolated shower, not enough to bring things indoors. And then a much better chance of showers on Sunday, but again, not enough cancel your tea time or cancel your jog. You can still do all that stuff. All right, let's go through the futurecast again. In the morning, it's fine. Showers dissipate. And then by about 11 o'clock or noon, we see some showers out in Cumberland and Oakland, and a couple of showers popping here and there, maybe just south of La Plata and on the east side of I-95. A couple of showers by 3 o'clock. Again, not enough to make you change your plans. They're very weak. Notice they're just all light green, which is the absolute lightest we have on the legend. And then by 9 o'clock, just clear to partly cloudy skies again. Few clouds come down to the south. You could see a shower late south of town, say about 9, 10 o'clock Saturday night. Not a huge deal, but then sunshine returns on Sunday morning as you head off to church. And then we do it all over again Sunday afternoon. So 71, isolated shower tomorrow, 70 on Sunday. A little better chance of showers on Sunday, and then still cool on Monday. We struggle to get to 70 with full sun on Monday. Tuesday, mid-70s, low 80s on Wednesday and Thursday. Isolated showers or a storm shouldn't affect the game. Nats in town through Wednesday, and then a better chance for showers and storms on Friday with temperatures back into the mid-70s. Dave will be back with sports right after this.
High school football is high impact and high risk. Is the right helmet protecting your kid?
Differences are dramatic.
WUSA9 investigates which high schools use high-rated helmets and which schools don't. Sunday on WUSA9 News at 11.
Double play. Rendon, Desmond. One hopper. Rendon turns. Perfect to Desmond. Plenty of time.
That's why you love Nationals baseball. Nationals Mets. The series continues today at 3:30 on Massey HD. Be there. Brandon Phillips.
Up the middle. Base hit.
Rafael Soriano.
Soriano, a strike thrower today.
It's why you love Nationals baseball. Nationals Reds. The series starts Monday at 6:30 on Masson HD. Be there.
Conviction, creativity, courage. This is the Mazda way. It's why the IIHS named both the Mazda 3 and Mazda 6 a top safety pick plus. And both are named a Car and Driver 10 Best. What do you drive? Now lease the 2014 Mazda 3 ISV for $159 a month for 36 months.
It used to be just about you. Then it was the two of you. And now, something new. Life is made of change. And when it's time to rearrange, Marlowe Furniture has the styles that will fit your home and your budget perfectly. With the biggest showrooms and the largest selection for over 60 years, Marlowe can help you.
Bring your style to life at Marlowe.
At Koons, making people happy is what we do. One happy Koons crown at a time. And that's what made Koons the #1 selling Toyota dealer, the #1 selling Ford dealer, #1 GM dealer, #1 Jeep dealer, and on and on and on. And right now, with some of our biggest Koons Wow Price May savings ever, there's a whole lot of Koons happy going on. Over 2 million happy Koons crowns and counting. When you're talking cars, you're talking Koons.com.
The season is right around the corner, and so is your Kubota dealer. Get a great deal on a new Commander zero-turn mower during our Get Something Started sales event. Get professional performance, a full 4-year factory warranty, and more. All for the special promotional price of $45.29. with 0 down and 0% financing for 36 months during Kubota's Get Something Started sales event. For more information or to find a participating dealer, go to KubotaDealersWashingtonArea.com.
Now, WUSA9 Game on Sports with Dave Owens, brought to you by Xfinity.
It's become a viral video, that scruffy cat you just saw pouncing on that dog to save the kid, shaming the dog, who, by the way, lost all respect amongst dogs, right? I mean, he got beat up by a cat. What's up with that? The Nats have humiliated the Mets in a similar fashion. Trust me, just about every game this year has been an embarrassing beatdown. Let's get to the park. Mets in town. There's Bryce Harper and Adam LaRoche. I call them the Broke Brothers because they're not playing these days, both broken down. Fourth inning. How about this slobber knocker right here? Scott Hairston doubles to the wall. Wilson Ramos, you need a sundial to time him. He's so slow. But he's fast enough on that play. To the ninth. It looks like here comes the home run to tie it, but Jason Worth at the wall. Watch him make the play right there. Nats holding on as Worth comes up with the big catch. 5-2, they win. All right. Let's move on now. Orioles and Royals. How about the night that Chris Tillman had? Boy, get this guy some Maalox because he had a serious bout of gas. Serious bout of gas. Just mowing them down there tonight. It was a complete game. Got the offensive help from Chris Davis, who homers in the third. Orioles shutting out the Royals 4-0. All right, finally tonight, let's put a bow on the Wizards season, shall we? Washington won 44 games, and the hearts of fans in the area. Bullets/Wizards fever is back, in case you've been pinned under a rock and missed the run. Here's the best of the best, our playoff edition. Roll them, shall we? Number 4, we got breaking news here. Bradley Beal is responsible for a misdemeanor theft. Watch him rip the rock right here, right out of Roy Hibbert's hands, comes back down the other way and says, hey, let's go swimming. Splash from 3. Wizards a brief 1-point lead. It's number 4 on our top plays of the night. Number 3, we go back to game 4. Derek, what happens when you have a weak manuscript? It gets rejected, just like Paul George. Right there. Back the other way. Hey, I love this guy. He chimes right in. John Wall going around the back and schooling George Hill. All right, number 2, Indiana, game 1. You got to watch this twice because Bradley Beal, first of all, you see the hard drive right there. You say, oh, okay, that's a nice play. But go back and watch the replay. First of all, he almost gets decapitated. Seriously. And then when you watch the other replay, watch his legs. Hope he got insurance. Wow. Oh, I mean, he's a tough guy. He's a tough guy. And finally, number 1, the Polish Hammer. DC, right? That was good, wasn't it? Yeah. DC Rising. Hashtag DC Rising. A good look back at our Wizards' top 4 plays. Marcin Gortat slamming it home there. So
I'm still laughing about the Maalox.
He had gas.
Yeah,
he had gas.
Nothing, if you're 12 years old, nothing beats a gas joke.
Nothing.
What beats it today?
We'll be back. We'll be back.
It's really good. It's really good.
Green poop, blue babies.
You've actually seen orange in your mucus.
Your true colors and what they say about your health. New doctors.
Monday morning at 9 on WUSA9.
What does more look like? The Hyundai Sonata. More value. More happy owners. More peace of mind with America's best warranty for 10 years, 100,000 miles. More protection than Camry or Accord. More safety. And right now, get more savings. Get a Sonata with 0% APR for 72 months or get up to $2,500 in total savings. Get more. Go to buyhyundai.com to find a dealer near you.
Spend this summer in one of Parents Magazine's favorite places. Enjoy a 5th night free, resort credits, and more. Only in Cayman. Book a United Vacations package non-stop from Dulles and save up to $200. To book, call your travel professional or visit unitedvacations.com/Cayman.
Now that is Cayman time.
Are you Cayman
Have fad diets and other weight loss methods failed for you? Have you ever wondered about surgical options for losing weight and how that works? As part of our commitment to family health, WUSA9 is getting the skinny on weight loss. Next Monday at 5 p.m., medical experts from Inova will be here talking about medical and surgical weight loss and answering your questions live on air. Call, tweet, or chat Monday the 19th starting at 5 p.m. only on WUSA9.
Sponsored by Inova. Join the future of health.
May is a month of celebrations, from Cinco de Mayo to Mother's Day to graduations. And now your Chevy dealer is giving you plenty of reasons to celebrate every day in the month of May.
Everyone's going to be jealous.
Get great offers on Chevy's most fuel-efficient lineup ever and start celebrating. Right now, current lessees can get this sign and drive lease on a 2014 Chevy Cruze LT for around $173 per month. Celebrate May in a new Chevy. Find new roads.
Anybody else think Coke seems to taste pretty great at McDonald's? Well, join the club. Is it 'cause any size Coke is only $1? Or 'cause fries and a Coke really hit the spot? Whatever it is, when any size Coca-Cola, Dasani, or sweet tea is just $1, there's something for everyone to love at McDonald's.
You have a right to clean air and clean water. As Attorney General, I forced utilities to put in place over $4 billion in pollution controls. And to save our bay, let's take on polluters. Maryland protects companies that dump waste into the Chesapeake Bay by keeping their identities a secret. Polluters bought that loophole. As governor, I'll take them on. Clean air and a clean bay. That's fair, and that's my fight.
Doug Gansler, a governor to fight for us.
WUSA 9 is sponsored in part by your local Toyota dealers.
Somebody decided to get up early in the morning for a bike ride at 8 o'clock. What's the temperature going to be around that
in the
time?
Maryland area.
54, and you could do that.
I can handle that.
This person could do that, excuse me. Whoever this person might be. A couple of showers over the weekend, not a huge deal. Temps around 70.
All right, you heard it from the man. Good weather over the weekend. You have a great weekend. We'll see you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching WUSA 9 News. For weather radar, live traffic, and streaming news stories, download the free WUSA 9 News app right now. This is the next generation of news. WUSA 9 News.